Hey, hello, and welcome to the show. It is me, John Park. It's time for JP's product pick of the week. Thanks so much for joining me for this. It's Tuesday. Here we go. I've got a cool product pick, a pretty fancy one, a pretty nice one, a pretty all-encompassing, complete sort of solution for all of your software, hardware, learning, electronics needs, I think. And what I want to do is let you know that you can head over to the product page. If you want to go check it out in advance, you can use that QR code there. You can use that URL. This show is broadcast from inside the product page, so you can go there, check it out, watch the show, throw some in your cart because they are 50% off, huge discount today, and there is no coupon code necessary. You just buy it during the show or before they run out, and it's yours for this price. We don't do coupon code or any sort of back orders or anything like that, so just throw it in the cart and get out of there, and you'll be happy, I think. So what is this? Well, I'm going to have Lady Ada jump back just a little bit in time and talk about this week's product pick, so please take it away, Lady Ada.
This is Circuit Playground Express. So I actually totally forgot to put these in stock before the show, so I'll do that tomorrow, but you can sign up now.
Yeah.
So this is the latest Circuit Playground. All the stuff we've learned from the previous Circuit Playground is now in this one. It's very similar looking to the previous version, but it comes with an ATSM-D21 chip. It's much more powerful, like 6 times the speed, 8 times the flash, 8 times the RAM. It has a much bigger speaker and speaker driver. It's got infrared receive and transmit, so you can do remote control stuff as well as communicate between Circuit Playgrounds. It has 2 megabytes of SPI flash, so you can run Circuit Python on it, and you can store the data on it. And it's got the same sensors, accelerometers, capacitive touch, alligator clip pads, battery connector, switch buttons, and all that good stuff. The reason that we've updated is we wanted to make a board that wasn't just Arduino but could use other programming languages. So by going to this bigger chip, we unlocked can also use CircuitPython, and it can also use Arduino.
Yeah.
So it can do almost everything.
Whatever mode you want. And I like that it can grow into the projects you want to do.
Yes. Let's see, what else? Oh, there's something.
Mainly it has cute icons.
Yeah, and you can, but MakeCode is the first tutorial that we have up. And so check out the learning guide about how to use that. You can use it in the emulator. And we are not quite ready to put tons of them in stock, but tomorrow we're going to put in about 50 to 70. And so sign up, and we're going to have them for only one person at a time. Like we like to do that to get going. While we wrap up all the support, we also have a little starter kit.
Yeah.
That comes with a battery pack, a USB cable, and 3 AAA batteries. The battery pack has an on-off switch, so you can use that for on-off switch, and it comes in a little box. So we'll be doing a lot more with Circuit Playground Express, but this is our first developer revision. We've released it, the hardware's done, and now it's just a matter of basically writing code for all of these different platforms.
Yeah.
And we're really excited. We'll carry both for a little bit, but eventually we're going to probably transition just to the Express.
Hey, yes, that's right. That is it right there. This is the product pick of the week this week. It's the Circuit Playground Express. I feel like it needs no introduction. This is a great board. We've had it for a while. It is a favorite among educators and people picking up microcontrollers for the first time, learning how to code for their electronics. It's an all-in-one board. It has so much packed on there. And incredibly, this is the price right now during the show. $12.48 gets you a whole Circuit Playground Express right there. So let's talk about a few things. First of all, over in the chat, Toddbot just said a circular PCB, impossible. That's right. It's a circular PCB. Turns out is possible. But yes, friendly shape. You can chuck them really far if you want, if you have some reason to. If I don't know why you do that. Don't do that. But let's jump to the product page here and take a look at this while I talk about some of the features. In fact, I lie. I'm gonna jump to this lovely view of a couple of the photo of the top and the bottom of the board there. And let's talk about what's on this thing. So it's, first of all, as I said, it's an all-in-one microcontroller with a ton of sensors, input and output built onto it. It's perfect for starting out learning to code. If you're teaching coding, this is a favorite board for those types of workshops and classes. It has the ATSAM-D21 Cortex-M0 processor on it, so it is plenty fast to run Arduino, to run CircuitPython, and to run make code. We'll take a look at some of those in a minute. It has 2 megs of SPI flash on it. It's got the 10 NeoPixel ring running around the outside, which is a great way to do some NeoPixel color LED coding and indicators for things. And those match up pretty well with the pads around the edges, which we'll talk about. It has a motion sensor built on board. It has, I think it's the LIS3DH, so you can do motion detection, tap detection, a couple other things on there. There is a temperature sensor. There's a light and color sensor. There's a microphone, which will act as a sound sensor. You're not going to sing a song into it and record it, but you can use it for like clap detection and other loud sound detection. What else? There's a mini speaker built on it, so you can do some little buzzer types of songs and indications on it. It has a couple of push buttons on the top there, push button A and B. There's a little slide switch, which you can use for state changes if you want to flip modes. We've got a IR transmitter and receiver on there, so you can have a couple of them talk to each other, or you can decode infrared right on the board. There are 7 capacitive touch pads around the edges, so you'll see these copper pads around the edges. Some of those are ground and power, but a bunch of them are I/O that you can use to connect to alligator clips. Work great. Also, you can use conductive screws and bolts with them, and some other add-ons we'll take a look at. For example, here's a typical alligator clip usage. Just clip that on there, and then you can use that as a connection to something else if you want to hook up an external thing like a potentiometer. But 7 of those are capacitive touch, so you can, without adding anything, do a whole bunch of touch detection in your code. But for those that do allow you to do standard GPIO, we've got, I believe, 8 analog inputs. A bunch of them are PWM outputs. One is a true analog output, so you can connect it up to a small amplifier and speaker circuit. There's an on LED, green. There's a pin 13 red LED for doing sort of blink stuff when you want to make sure the board's working. There's a reset button built on there. Uses micro USB for data and power. And there's also a JST connector down on the bottom there that you can hook up battery packs. You can use LiPo. It does not do LiPo charging, so we often recommend using AA or AAA with a battery pack, either 2 or 3. Those will work well, and some of those have an on-off switch built onto them, just so that we're not dealing with LiPos in classroom settings, for example. So that's some of the main features on it. You see it's got a nice handy-dandy write your name on the back there, which is cute. Hello, my name is. And let's take a look now. If I jump back to the web page here, you'll see we've got a link in the main page here. Oh, something I forgot to mention. It does include I2C, so you can hook up STEMMA QT types of things to it with a couple of pins and power and ground. It's got UART onto it, on it, and let's jump down here to the links. So you'll see there's a primary guide, Adafruit Circuit Playground Express. There's a make code for Circuit Playground Express guide for using that specifically, and then a whole bunch of example projects, and then a few others. We've got some LED strips, NeoPixel strips that have the alligator clips on them, so those are convenient for hooking on there. And you'll see a lot of that if you go to the Learn Guides. If you click on this See All Guides link, you'll see here there are tons and tons of projects using Circuit Playground Express that you can go and check out, as well as add-ons. And here in action is make code. So there's a specific make code by Microsoft for the Circuit Playground Express. It's at makecode.adafruit.com, is that right? Yeah, makecode.adafruit.com. And this is the editor. So in the editor, in the editor, you've got a simulator, so you can see there's a physical copy of the board there. You can test your code out. So if I have this running, hit play on here, you'll see it's going to run some code. I'm telling it to light up the NeoPixels, and I've got some brightness adjustments when I click on pin A4 with capacitive touch. I've got a little different animation that'll run when I go to A7. I've got the A and B button. So all of that is running right in my, if I go to, let's go to this down shooter here for a moment. On the actual physical device, I've got that running, so you can see there's the capacitive touch. I'm actually using a little alligator clip. You can't see, it's a little dark there. A little alligator clip to extend that out, which is convenient, but you can also do it right on the board. Here we can run this new animation, and if I press these buttons here, you'll get the little songs. So those are all done right here in, if I can find it, in Make Code, and you can flash the board with a UF2. You can actually connect it to your web browser, and it'll push the code right onto the board. And then it's very easy to also switch it over to use with CircuitPython. Here's one I've got right here running CircuitPython. I'm going to go ahead and hook that one up. Let me switch over to the IDE. Plug this in, and you'll see if I open the code.py that's on my CircuitPython drive, that's the code that's running right on there. And this one just does a little iteration count up loop as it loops through these different NeoPixels on here. So this is the perfect platform for doing these little kind of code snippets. It's actually one of the reasons that a lot of the CircuitPython parsecs I've done over the years have been with this board, because you don't have to plug it into a breadboard and add LEDs. It's got so much packed right on it. It's got buttons built right on it for user input. So if you want to teach programming, or if you want to learn programming with a microcontroller, it's tough to beat Circuit Playground Express. Let's see, what else? I'm gonna jump back to main view here and check out the YouTube chats. Any questions over here? None on Circuit Playground Express. And here's our Discord. Let's see. Paul Cutler says, hey, Paul, the Circuit Playground Express was the first microcontroller I ever bought. Holds a special place in my heart. Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. What a great way to start. I'm sure you weren't disappointed. It probably hooked you quick because there's so much built right onto it. And I showed Make Code. I showed Circuit Python running on it. But it, of course, also runs Arduino very well. So you've got access to all of those if you're playing around with different coding experiences. Dan Coliano says, add a battery, some CircuitPython code, and you have a portable hot potato game using the accelerometer and NeoPixels. Yeah, fantastic. You can do so much with the built-on sensors. Todd wants me to make a CircuitPython parsec that shows a Circuit Playground Express screaming when it's thrown. I think I did something similar to that, actually. I did have a gravity detection. Yeah, you can do gravity detection. In fact, let me jump back over to Circuit, to Make Code here for a moment. Because I just showed it running, but I didn't really add anything to it. If you look here in Make Code, under Input, we've got buttons, the shake detection, on loud sound, on light, moving switches, and so on. So if I grab this on shake and bring this in, I'll zoom in on here. We've got some drop downs here for tilting it up, tilting it down, left, right, face up, face down, free fall, and then you can get just the accelerometer values for 2G, 3G, 6G, and 8G. So in that free fall mode, I've done that before, where you're just dropping the board, it experiences zero gravity, it detects that, and then you can have it scream or whatever it is you need it to do. So that's all. Here we could have it change the brightness, for example, when it is in free fall, and that would work. I won't demo that. I don't have this one hooked up right now, but so tons and tons you can do in here with light, animations. I really love Make Code and Circuit Playground Express paired together. One other thing about this is you can jump over to the text code view. Let me make this a little bigger. And you'll see here, this is the JavaScript version of the same code that we were running over in the blocks. It's possible to do things in JavaScript that you can't do in the blocks, and then it'll sort of tell you, please don't try to go over to the graphical view. But I didn't change anything in this case, so it stayed happy. So that's make code on Circuit Playground Express, but yeah, certainly capable in other coding environments. So let's see, is that everything I wanted to say? I think so. Couple other quick points. This does, since it's the Cortex M0, very capable at USB HID, so you can have it be a keyboard, a macro keyboard. You can have it act as sort of a rubber ducky and inject code into something. It can act as a mouse. It can act as a USB MIDI device, so really neat for doing little experimentation with MIDI. And it can also do game controllers, so you can create video game controllers that run over USB rather, on the Circuit Playground Express. Okay, so yeah, head over here. That's where it's at. They're in stock, still $12.48. So go pick up one or two. And the other thing I'll mention, let me go back to the store page, is we have a bunch of accessories. These aren't on sale, but if you take a look, there's some little short alligator clip packs. There's these AA or AAA battery packs for it. There is also a neat little round zipper case. And I happen to be really partial to this injection molded case that we have. Let me find that on here. Circuit Playground case. It's out of stock right now, but you can hit notify me and it'll send you an email when that comes back in stock. These are great because it protects the board from the elements. It has a tripod mount there, 1 1/4 inch mount if you want to screw that into something. Still gives you access to all the ports on those, so that's something I like. And there's a few other little upgrades and things. You can add gizmos to the back. So if we look at back here, go back to Circuit Playground page. I think it's under accessories. We've got a proto gizmo you can bolt on there, so you can use screws on those pads there to connect that to a little perma-proto board to create a little circuit on there. We have a Cricut for Circuit Playground Express for adding robotics. There's a TFT bolt on and e-ink. Oh, I guess that one's out and gone. But yeah, a few little add-ons there that you can pick up or be notified when they come in stock. And also alligator clip. Anything with alligator clips on it is easy to connect up. So if there's no other questions in the chat, I think. Oh, thanks. Todd posted a link to a Circuit Playground project I did a long time ago. Let me see if I can bring that up. And this would transfer well to Circuit Playground Express and give you a little more functionality. Go back to the Learn site and do pizza. So this right here is the PZ1. It is a Pizza Box DJ controller that I made with the original Circuit Playground in Arduino, but you could rebuild this on Circuit Playground Express, use the Arduino code, or run it in CircuitPython if you wanted to port the code. But this is acting just as a little, I believe it was USB HID and not MIDI. So USB HID, oh no, it was MIDI. Yeah, MIDI commands that run on DJ software with conductive ink. So that was the PZ1. All right, I think that's going to do it then. Thank you everyone for coming by. As you can tell, I'm really excited about this board. I think it's one of the best starting boards, and it'll keep you running for a long time after you get going. Let me peel the little sticker off the back there and wrap this up. That right there is my product pick of the week this week. It is the Circuit Playground Express. Thanks everyone so much. For Adafruit Industries, I'm John Park. This has been JP's Product Pick of the Week. Bye-bye.